Hi, welcome back to Bolts Delights. In this video I want to demonstrate trains and stations. The game's been designed by Eric Lang and published by WizKids. You may be more familiar with some of Eric's other work. He was worked on some of the Fantasy Flight LCGs, living card games like Call of Cthulhu, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, which I enjoyed, and more popularly Quarriors, the dice game. And you'll look at some of the components here and recognise a Quarriors kind of feel. So let's have a look at those components. It plays 3 to 5. It says 14 plus. This is very much a strategy game, and don't think Ticket to Ride at all. This is all about. It's kind of like, feels like hand management, but with dice, and very strategical in the way you're trying to outwit your opponents. This is the game board. It is small. It's got a nice small footprint, this game, which is another reason why it's good to get out, quick to play. It says 3 or more players, but I play 2-player with my son. It plays perfectly well. Obviously, some of the nuances of the strategy are very different playing with 2, and it does say 3 plus on the box, but you can certainly get a good, quick, easy game out of a 2-player game. And the components are really nice. I love dice, so finding a game with more dice in it is always a plus for me. Each player has a set of dice, and you can see there's 5 colours here, so you can play up to 5. We've got green, dark blue, light blue. And each turn you're rolling 5 of these dice. And this kind of dictates your hand, if you like. But some of these have trains on, and you'll be placing these on the game board and completing journeys, I guess in the same way as Ticket to Ride, but it feels very, very different. Don't even think about confusing them. But the point is, when you complete a route, you're going to earn rewards for that and victory points, but you remove the dice. But you're going to have objectives to complete certain routes. So for example, here you're going to earn 5 victory points for building a route between Billings and New York. Now, you're not necessarily going to have enough dice to do that. So here's Billings, and New York is over here. So what you're going to want to do is, if you roll a number of trains, remember you've got a maximum of 5 dice in your hand, you'll see that that's not enough to complete the route. And if you do complete part of the route, and this is where you're competing with your opponent, if they come along and complete part of the route for you, then they're going to earn the rewards. In fact, anyone who contributes towards this route is going to earn rewards, but the dice get removed, so that'll leave that dice behind. So you can see you're constantly trying to battle to not complete subsections of the route, because you want to earn the victory points for the whole of the route. Okay, but there's ways to add these white dice. These white dice here are bonus dice. So you've got a bunch of dice for your own hand, but you can earn bonus dice. So if, for example, you complete a route to New York, it gives you a bonus die. Miami gives you a bonus objective card. New Orleans here gives you a bonus victory point. So there's ways to add these bonus dice, and the point is that because you're only rolling up to 5 each turn, you can amass these bonus dice. Once you roll them, they go back to the supply, so they're one-time use. So if you want to, you could amass a whole bunch of bonus dice to roll with your maximum 5, and in that way get a big roll. Okay, but there's other things on here other than just trains. We have 2 types of train on the dice. We have this one with the lock symbol around it, one without a lock. We also have coins. Coins are currency in the game, and these give you these coins here. Okay, you can collect and spend these coins. If you spend a coin, so once you've rolled your 5 dice, you can spend a coin to re-roll any number of those dice. Okay, so if you've got 4 coins in your hand, you can just keep spending coins to re-roll dice. This one if you finish your rolling and you're done, you don't want to spend any more coins, your dice are fixed, then this will give you 2 more coins. So you can see that if you get a couple of these, you can get 4 more coins. Alright. But these with the lock sign symbol around them, these can't be re-rolled. So these are die rolls that have to be locked in. Okay, you can't re-roll them. You can't. But if we pay a coin, you can pick up and re-roll anything else. Right. So those are the trains, and those are the things you lay on the tracks. There's an unlocked train, so that one could be re-rolled if you pay a coin. We've seen the coins, but you also have these other symbols. Now, these 3 represent the different buildings that come in the game. We have a coal mine, a hotel, and a ranch, like a farm where you can farm cattle. If you roll 3 symbols that are identical, then you can build one of these buildings. Okay, so 3 cows here, and I can build a ranch. And the point of these is that when you build a ranch, each player is going to have a set of buildings, kind of like, these are like the houses and hotels you get in Monopoly. So this is a hotel, this is a ranch, and this is a mine. And each one of these city locations, so New Orleans here, you can place, each of these blue spots you can place buildings on. Okay, they've got to be distributed equally, but we'll see that when we get into the demo of the gameplay. But what these do is they give you bonuses. If you complete a route, or any players complete a route to a city where one of your buildings is, kind of the equivalent of landing on your hotel in Monopoly if you like, then you get the goods that those things produce. And this is where these cards are used. These are good cards. So we have cards for the coal mines, we have cards for the cattle, and we have cards for workers who live in the hotel. Okay, there's other goods, but I'll explain those once we get into the gameplay. But the basic premise is that if you build buildings, you can earn goods, and goods give you victory points. Okay, but they don't give you victory points per good. It depends on which player has the maximum. So at the end of the game, whoever's collected the most of these coal will get 6 victory points. Everyone else gets nothing. Okay. And ditto for cattle. So if you manage to collect 2 cattle, but one of your opponents has collected 5 cattle, they'll get 6 victory points, a number in here, and you'll get nothing. Right, so earning more goods than your opponents, again, is another element of the strategy involved in winning this game. Because what you're fighting for is victory points. And these are your victory points. And there's a set number of victory points available in each game, depending on the numbers of players involved. And that's why I found that we could play with 2 players simply by removing more victory points from the game. Once you've run out of victory points, then the game ends. Okay, then you tot up who's got the most of these cards, which you're collecting by completing routes, who's completed the most of these routes, and when you complete one, you claim that as a victory point. This one's worth 5, and then whoever's got the most of each type of good gets these bonus victory points, and that's how you get declared the winner. So there's quite a lot going on in such a little game, and the strategy is interesting. So we set up the game board, we've got the goods here. First player gets the conductor token. Here's our victory points. Now if you're playing 5 players, you use all the victory point tokens. If you're playing 4, you remove 10. If you're playing 3, you remove another 10. As I'm setting up a demo, I'm going to remove another 10. And the other thing, because we're playing short here with a demonstration 2-player game, there's 10 goods in each stack. I'm just going to remove 2 from each one, just to allow us to get through the stacks just a little bit quicker and show you what happens. Each player also takes 3 victory points each to start the game, and this is important because you can lose victory points. So this is a way to kind of start you off and allow you to lose victory points. So we get 3 each, and you also start with 3 coins each. I've got the red dice,
and I've got the blue dice.
And next we take these objective cards. I'm going to give them a quick shuffle, and I'm going to take 2 each. The rest can be drawn from during the game. So you can see that these are my objectives. I need to build a route from here to here or here to here, and that will give me 6 and 5 victory points respectively. Okay, so you're first player, so why don't you kick things off by rolling your 5 dice.
Okay.
So what are you going to keep? Anything? You're going to re-roll any?
I'm going to keep these 2. I'm going to re-roll these 2.
Okay, you're going to keep these 3 and re-roll those 2.
Yeah.
Alright, so you want to pay a coin. You can re-roll any number of these that you want. Okay, you got 2 hotels that time.
Cool.
Okay, do you want to pay any more coins and re-roll any?
No, I'm cool.
You're going to... Cool, okay, so you're going to play those trains.
Yeah.
Now when he plays the trains, he can play them on any empty track, but you play them 1 die at a time, and they have to play them next to a city or an existing dice on the board.
Okay, so I'm going to play mine there and there.
Okay, so you've completed a route already. Now obviously I don't know what his objective cards are, but he's going to go for some early victory points by completing a route. Now he's joined New York with Boston here. Now Boston doesn't have any rewards, but New York does. It's a bonus dice. That's a good start. Before we start resolving the routes, you've got to resolve the rest of these dice. 2 hotels count for nothing. They go back to your dice pool.
I'm going to save them, actually.
You're going to save them. Okay,
Yeah.
You can save any number of dice you want. What that means is he's going to save these 2. Next turn he'll only get to roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
Up to your maximum of 5. And this one you can exchange for 2 coins.
Yep.
So here's your 2 coins, that goes back in your pool, and you're going to save these.
Yep.
Okay. Right, now we can resolve this route. If all route spaces between 2 or more cities are filled, then that triggers a delivery. And when we complete a delivery, the first thing we do is each player that has 1 or more dice on the route collects 1 victory point for every city that's connected. So you get 2 victory points.
Thank you.
Next we do the majority bonus. So the player with the majority of dice is on this route, which is you, because there's only blue ones there, will then collect the bonuses or the rewards from the city. New York has a reward of a bonus die. Boston has no reward. It's the only city that doesn't, because it's on this little tiny route. So you collect a bonus die, and you can use that on any subsequent turn. That goes to your dice pool. If there was any buildings here, you'd be collecting goods, but this is the first turn of the game. And then if you've completed a mission, and this could be any player, so if I had a mission that said I needed to connect New York with Boston, I could turn it at this point, add it to my victory point pile. And then finally, you reclaim the dice. So all dice from the connected stations go back to their pool. And that concludes your turn. So it's real simple. Now it's my go, so I'll grab 5 of my dice. The reason we've got more than 5 is that you could at some point have some on the board, right? So if I had 2 on the board, I'd just use my excess. If there's enough on the board that you've got less than 5 here, then you would only get to roll whatever was remaining. Okay? So a maximum of 5, excluding your bonus dice. Okay, right, I've got a locked train, so I can't re-roll this one. I'll keep that for now, I think. Let's pay a coin and re-roll. I might just re-roll these 2, actually. Okay, I've got another locked train. And a 3rd train.
Reroll.
Reroll? Now I might do what you're doing and save. I'll save those 2 and I'll put these up on the board. Let me remind you what my objectives are. I'm going to go for this. I've not completed any routes, so that's the end of my turn. You'll go. You've got 2 dice you saved from last time, so you only get to roll 3.
Yep.
And optionally you can include your bonus die if you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus die.
Alright, 2 cattle, 2 hotels, some money and a train.
I'm going to pay a token.
Okay, and you're going to reroll some.
Reroll these 3.
Okay. Okay. Right, you've got a locked train this time.
I'm going to put my first train here.
Alright.
My second train here.
Okay.
My third train here.
Ah, so you've completed a route this time. Are you keeping any of these? This one goes back to the pool. That's worth nothing.
I'll try one more time.
You're going to keep
those.
Okay. So we've joined up 2 cities here, LA and
Billings.
So that will be 2 victory points for everybody involved on the route, which is you and I. So that's 2 victory points each. Remember, the game ends when we get through all these. Then we do the majority bonus. Well, you've got 3 on here, I've only got 1.
Yep.
LA has got a number 2 here. That's a bonus of 2 victory points. Billings 1. So the majority player, which is you with 3 dice, gets an extra 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. So you can get through these pretty quickly if you're playing for victory points instead of goods. So there's different strategies to winning this game. Okay, let me clear these dice so you're back to your pools. Right, so now I'll roll. I've got 2 on the board, 2 that I saved, 4 in my pool. Because I've saved 2, I can only roll a maximum of 3. So let's grab my 3. Remember, I'm trying to build a route from here to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to re-roll. I'll pay a coin. So let's re-roll. These 3. I've got 2 locked trains and a train. I can't re-roll these. You've got to be careful with these. If you roll 3 locked trains, that's called a strike. The workers go on strike. And you have to stop. You can't re-roll anymore. And you also lose 3 victory points. Remember I said you could lose victory points? Well, that's the condition. I was lucky it wasn't a locked train. But options now. I think I'm going to place these on the board. And I'm going to put the first one here, the second one here, and then the third one here. I could put it here. Well, I've asked Rue to leave the room just a minute, just so I can explain the tactics. If he comes and finishes this one, I'm going to lose all these from the board if he puts a die here. But if I put that one there, and he completes this one, I've still completed this route. I mean, the downside is he could complete across this way, but we'll see what he does. Let's leave it there, and I'll save these 2 for next time. I've only got 1 dice here, but I'm guessing he's going to try and take some off the board here, and I'm guessing he's going to try and complete Detroit. But that's okay, because I'll have the majority here, and I'll get the majority bonus. Let's see what he does. So you're going to roll 3 dice.
Yep. Okay, here I go.
What did you get? 2 mines. You've got a hotel from 2 hotels from last time and 1 train.
I'm gonna pay to re-roll.
Okay, let's put this one back in the bank.
I'm gonna take these 2.
Alright. And unlucky, you got another coal.
Okay, well I'm gonna play one here. And my other train over here.
Ah, okay, interesting. I was just telling the folks who were watching while you weren't in the room, but I thought that's what you'd do. Okay, so we've got, these dice don't give you anything. We've got 1 completed route here, so that's 2 cities joined. This one doesn't join, so that's 2 victory points each. 2 for you.
Thank you.
2 for me. And the majority bonus is going to go to me because I've got 2 dice, you've only got 1, so that's 1 victory point and 1 bonus die. Add this to my pool and then recover our dice. Okay, I haven't completed any routes, had you?
Nope.
Okay. Right, I've saved 2 from last time, and I get to roll 3. The question is, do I want to use my bonus die just yet, or do I want to save it? I'm going to save it for now. Okay, we got that. That's what I was looking for. We got 1 locked train, a couple of coins, and a building. I'm going to put this one over here. I want to make sure I've got something on that route. This one I'm going to exchange for 2 coins. That goes to my supply. That goes back to my pool. And now I've got these 3 coal mines. And I'm going to exchange, because I've got 3 of a kind, I can exchange for a mine. And this is a mine. Okay, now I can choose which city I'm going to put this in. Let's go back to my pool. I'm going to put it in Billings. Billings has room for 1, 2, 3. It's got these 3 blue placeholders, so it's got room for 3 buildings. LA's got room for 3. Seattle's only got room for 2. And San Antonio has only got room for 2. But what's important is no one can put another building in here until every other city has got a building. Okay, so they've got to be distributed evenly. That's the rule. I know you weren't saving any of those, so they're all. You've got to roll 5. So I placed a building and I put a train here.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to roll your 5?
Yep.
You've got 2 locked trains there.
Yep.
2 cattle and some coins.
I'm gonna pay a coin.
Okay.
To reroll.
So reroll. You can't re-roll these 2.
Yep. No.
You've got 3 locked trains, some coins, and a hotel. That's it. You can't re-roll any more, and because you've got 3 locked trains, that's a strike. That's going to cost you 3 victory points. Alright, what are you going to do with those 3 trains? Oh, hang on, you get some money at least, don't you?
Yeah.
Put that one back in your pool, take 2 coins. Incidentally, you can only take a maximum of, is it 5 coins you can hold at one time?
Coins.
Or 6?
It's 5. Okay, I'm going to put this one here.
Okay.
This one here. This one here.
Interesting. Okay. You saving this one?
Nope.
Alright, my roll. No routes completed. I've only got 4 dice here. I'm going to save my bonus. Okay, I've got 2 trains, coin and a bit of coal. I think I'm going to pay a coin and re-roll these 2. Ooh, 4 trains. That's kind of good, I think. Well, first off, let's do this. Let's put 2 here, and then a 3rd in here. That's got me Billings to New York, so I can stick this in my victory point pile. Okay. And then I think I'll put my final one in here and join in Detroit simply for the bonus. So that's 1, 2, 3 cities join. That's 3 victory points to me. I'm the majority holder, so that's 1 victory point from Billings and 2 bonus dice. 1 from Detroit and 1 from New York. That puts 3 in my pool, and I get all these dice back. We've got a mine here as well. Every connected town with a building will produce the goods. So mines produce coal. I get to grab one of these. Okay, that's 1 in my collection. Finally, I recover my dice.
Mine?
Your go. Right, what we'll do is we'll play on for a little while and we'll come back once we've perhaps got a little bit way, and we're reaching the end. Well, we've reached the end of the game because we've run out of victory points. But what would happen now is, because we've depleted goods here, you look at the bottom here, and you can see that you follow this chart. If you run out of coal, then you put silver here instead. So you grab this pile, and this becomes silver, and then you start mining silver instead of coal. Okay, so these kind of upgrade once these piles are depleted. Once goods are depleted, what you can start to do is bid the basics. So I could start bidding coal for silver, so I could turn in a bunch of these for, I think it's a 2-to-1 ratio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, if we were carrying on, we could have done that, but we're just finishing up here. I've got 24 in victory points plus the 11 here. That's 35.
I've got 28 in victory points and 18 in roots.
Okay, so that's 46 in total. You're ahead. Now we go to goods, and there's a good chance I'm ahead here because I've got more. So let's count cows. So cows, I've got 2.
I've got 0.
You've got none, so I get 6 victory points for that one. Workers, I've got 1. How many have you got?
2.
Okay, so you win 4 victory points for workers. Stick that in your pile. And then finally, coal. And you had an objective card. Notice some of these objective cards have got just extra goods on them that you can actually trade in or use for victory points. So you've got 3, and I've got a whole stack, so I get the coal. So that gives me an extra 12, and you've got an extra 4. So the final score, 12 onto my 35 is 47. 4 onto your 46 is 50. Well done. You can claim the victory. That was Trains and Stations. See you next time.